Hello and welcome to the Wildlife Ambassador Program. My name is Gian and I'm one of the educators under the Wildlife Ambassador Program. This program is sponsored by Jeff SGP as well as GIZ Selvamaya project. First of all, the program will be held in a combination of modalities. We will have virtual, self-paced as well as some face-to-face topics. We already started some of the live virtual sessions on Zoom, which you can send us an email to know more about. You can also do self-paced under Google Classroom, which I will be explaining down below. Also, more to the end of the workshops, we will be having face-to-face session for certain topics. So this is how the Wildlife Ambassador Program works. And now let me give you an overall introduction to the clinic and the program. Little on the clinic. The Belize Wildlife and Referral Clinic is a wildlife rescue and teaching clinic that was founded in December of 2011. The vision of the clinic is wildlife conservation and sustainable development through cooperation. The mission is to support wildlife conservation, animal welfare, and the veterinary profession through medical care, education, outreach, and collaboration as well as research. So, what do? We provide care and rehabilitation for injured, orphaned, neglected, or otherwise impaired wildlife, and we are a voice for humane treatment for animals and overall environmental education for our future generation. BWRC works under a memorandum of understanding with the Belize Forest Department, and we assist them in carrying out their mandate when it comes to wildlife. We are also a teaching clinic and rehabilitation center where we provide veterinary care, surgery and rehabilitation, as well as rescue and relocation for wildlife species. We also do environmental education and professional development. The BWRC vets and staff have treated over 4,000 wildlife patients and provided training for over more than around 120 persons per year, adding up to a total track value of charitable service to the government of Belize exceeding now over 400,000 Belize dollars. A little on the day-to-day activities, we have wildlife veterinary care and surgery, field support when it comes to the macaw projects, the Hecate River turtles, green iguanas, crocodiles, and a lot of our patients are actually seen on the field. Like I mentioned, rehabilitation for certain species, some captive breeding support, training workshops for partners and professionals, outreach and education, referral services when it comes to domestic animals. We do a little of that, as well as wildlife necropsies. When it comes to the origin of our patients, 30% of our patient intakes are victims of illegal wildlife traffic. That is a period of 2012 to 2016. Almost 50% of intakes victims are victims of human-wildlife conflict. 70 to 80% of our overall intakes are directly or indirectly injured due to some sort of human interaction. Hence, education is key. Now, to present to you the team who is behind all of this, we have Dr. Isabel, who is our director and the Wildlife Ambassador Program Manager. We also have Melissa, Glennie, and Godwin, who are all certified animal healthcare assistants, while Melissa also serves as the Chief Financial Officer, Glennie as the Clinic Manager, and Godwin as the Head of Animal Care. We have Aurora as our main hotline coordinator with the support of Mr. Orlando as a part-time basis. Calvin, myself, and Yanira are your wildlife educators, and you will be seeing us along the Wildlife Ambassador Program. So where did this all start? The Wildlife Ambassador Program had its pilot workshop back in 2018, thanks to WWF, PAC, and the San Ignacio Resort Hotel. The workshop was themed Education to Improve Response to Wildlife Conflict and Illegal Traffic. The total attendance was around 80, and we also had a majority of police officers as well as conservation partners. Overall attendance of around 80 persons, whereby 61 of them participated in our feedback survey. 10.5 out of 10 rated that they learned new material during the workshops. Most of them also rated that the usefulness of the workshop was very high, as well as the usefulness of the toolkit materials. All of them recommended that the workshop be repeated, and 100% of them expressed interest in further training. 43 of these people signed the Wildlife Ambassador Pledge, and there were 20 requests for repeating workshops in different branches and locations. And well, finally, we are back thanks to Jeff SGP and GIZ Silva Maya. So, why do we need this project? Well, human-wildlife conflict and illegal wildlife trade are major threats to biodiversity and can be a threat to human livelihood and health. This is due to a lack of awareness and capacity to mitigate. Connecting people and communities with law enforcement and conservation partners, we could all join forces to mitigate a common problem. Ambassadors will be equipped with training and toolkit to respond with simple measures and phone calls to commonly encountered wildlife emergencies. The goal of the program is to mitigate and prevent biodiversity loss from human-wildlife conflict and illegal wildlife trade through improved awareness and training, community natural resource management, and community collaboration with enforcement agencies and NGO partners. Some of the objectives are to increase awareness of HWC causes, prevention, and solutions, increase awareness of legislation, common cases, and impacts of illegal wildlife traffic, increase cooperation between enforcement community members and NGO, and to support effective and timely response to human-wildlife conflict, crime, and other wildlife emergencies. Here are some of our project activities and expected results. The Wildlife Ambassador Program team will hold workshops in basic wildlife IT, legislation, human-wildlife conflict, and non-lethal conflict resolution. We are intending to reach about 10,000 plus members of the general public through social media and videos, and provide up to 1,000 individuals with basic references and tools, and that is to say to have at least about 1,000 wildlife ambassadors. Through this, we will create a network through which communication can be facilitated throughout the country. Now, you, the ambassadors, will be trained and equipped, and then we'll be able to cooperate with governmental and NGO partners to decrease human-wildlife conflict and illegal wildlife trade. There will be an overall increase in awareness of the public when it comes to HWC and IWT and how to get help. Improved response to wildlife emergency, conflict, and crime is also expected. Now, back at the clinic, the vet and rehab services are expected to be continued and will provide support through its hotline, veterinary, and rehabilitation services, as well as emergency response and disease monitoring as needed. Some of the topics we will be seeing in the Wildlife Ambassador Program are as follows: wildlife identification, the One Health concept and why it is important to us, partners and help available by species or region, common HWC species causes and solution, commonly seen cases in illegal wildlife trade and trafficking, wildlife legislation, basic wildlife health and situational assessment, emergency response and stabilization, introduction to wildlife rescue and rehabilitation, zoonosis risk and protection, and safe wildlife capture, handling, and transport. Most of these topics, such as safe wildlife capture, handling, and transport, as well as assessment, will more than likely be given in a face-to-face modality rather than in a virtual. When it comes to the Wildlife Ambassador Program Toolkit, we have our two main pocket guides which will be used and is actually available on our website under the Wildlife Ambassador Program page. The Pocket Guide to Human-Wildlife Conflict is this one, and it helps you identify common cases and common cases of human-wildlife conflict by species and situation, and simple solutions or ways to get help. The Wildlife and the Law is a law enforcement guide to recognize wildlife crime in Belize, as well as common identification to game species and their hunting periods. We also have Help I Found a Baby Bird and Help I Found a Baby Mammal. They're both available in our website, and all of this will be provided in your physical toolkit. We also have materials from other partners such as CRC, Living with Crocodiles, as well as other resources that they can collaborate with. Finally, you will receive your very own WAP t-shirt, as well as BWRC wristband with our phone numbers, and easily accessible for you to call our hotline at any given time. Well, overall, the key assumptions that we have as a team is that people will realize the benefit of reducing and preventing conflict in their own interests, and our participants will care about their health and the health of their loved ones, and the link between environmental, wildlife, and human health once they understand the One Health concept. Participants will want to learn and respect legislation, and they will want to reach sustainability and realize the importance for proper wildlife management. In terms of the virtual wildlife ambassador program modality, we will be occupying the web app Google Classroom. Here you can and will be able to find all these pre-recorded lectures and sessions, along with their quizzes, their feedback surveys, and additional references for you to do further reading and research. You can also always email us at BZ Wildlife Ambassador if you have any questions, and one of our educators will be with you. To register for this Google Classroom, you simply have to go to classroom.google.com and enter the following code, and you will be automatically enrolled in this virtual classroom. There, you can already start with the sessions self-paced, as well as we will be having some of these sessions live as per demand. And they will have various schedules for different groups. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact us and we will be there to help. We're also pleased to share about our Wildlife Ambassador National Conference. In this conference, we will be hosting some Wildlife Ambassador Program training topics for certain ambassadors that need these topics in order to finish their certificates. We will allow enforcement, community members, and NGOs to collaborate and overall share experiences learned during the project. We will promote and award successful conflict and crime responses through public recognition at this platform, and we will present on outcomes of the trainings and clarify on inquiries about further training. This will occur in January 2023, and we are to confirm the exact date, but we'll announce it as soon as we have it. This will occur in the San Ignacio Resort Hotel here in the Cayo district. Thank you once again for your interest in the Wildlife Ambassador Program and for caring for the wildlife of Belize.